Good morning from us again. Welcome to another live session from the Carp International Tournament at Nyl. We are covering Israel and South Africa, a very interesting tournament. We have sponsors for the media coverage, and we would like to thank FK Specimen bringing you this specific slot today. We are at Gennady and Oleg. This is in C zone. It is the Israeli peg that has now passed South Africa once again. They're in a tug of war. I think they're about 12 kilograms ahead of South Africa in this specific sector. So let's see what they are doing and how they're catching. They are catching quite decent sized fish. So let's observe for a while and see how they are doing.
Thank you, thank you.
Well done, guys. Good work.
So,
Are you happy?
yes,
Are you tired?
we work all day and all night and don't sleep. Nothing.
And the last night coming up?
I believe yes. Adrenaline,
It's a good thing.
yes. Oh.
So with South Africa, you have now passed again. So you're ahead with 12 kilograms on this sector. 336, 324.
I think
You are ahead.
69.
Oh yes, after the last official one.
We are work.
Yes. So at the moment,
Yeah.
official. Okay. So
I don't see the. I don't have
you
the
send me
time.
the results. Yes. Okay. So that's the latest.
We will see it in the end of the competition.
You're still feeling okay? I see you're
Yes.
a bit tired, but you are quite strong still.
Yes, everything okay.
Are you catching bigger fish or?
Yes, 7.7.
Yeah. I see you've got the biggest fish at the moment for the
Yes,
tournament.
yes. We have another one near the 7,
Okay.
6.19.
I also see that your average fish is larger, so it's nice.
This fishing is new for us. Don't have fish in our lake. We have the team when they have nothing.
Okay. So what he's saying is that in Israel, when a team is winning an international or a competition, a 72-hour competition, they might have 100 kilo or something like that. So this, having over 300 kilos, is quite an achievement to them, and they are not used to that rate. So they are learning. Are you learning some good
Yes,
things?
yes, of course.
At the moment, is this your
Learning,
biggest?
from the guys, and they learning from us.
Yeah. Okay, so it says that from both sides they are learning from each other, and that is great. So we're just going to watch how you catch fish for a while.
Really?
We will just have looking at your.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
The wind is picking up again, so we've seen how that changes everything, and it's going to be interesting to see how it changes the behavior of the fish. On this specific peg, I know that they've picked up, but the last official weight was about 12 kilos above South Africa, and we're going to carefully watch that all the time and see where they are and who's ahead, because the tug of war is going to be on Sea Zone. We'll visit Johan just now and see how they are doing. Remember, if you have some questions, comments, any suggestions, bring them up, and we are in your hands. We will help you to understand better what is going on here. There was a official say way here now. Huh? The way, there was a way here. Just now the official. So what is the last way? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, Robert. No, carry on, eat something. So Alex says it's a bit of a quiet time now. They are going to have a quick bite and get some energy. They didn't have time this morning to eat. So let's walk to Johan and see how they are doing. Johan and Godfrey, they are on swim 21. So let's go and see what they are doing.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we see you later. Well done.
Thank you.
Enjoy the breakfast. Watch.
Ek sien hom.
Thank you, man.
Good work. Carp care at this venue is very important. So there's strict rules on this venue with respect to carp care, but also in this type of competition. Every carp needs to be in a separate carp sack, and it needs to be placed back in the water until the weigh or the officials comes past. The officials is basically en route all the time. They just finish with one weigh and then they start with the next one. It takes them, just for 8 pegs, about 3 hours to complete one specific weigh from A to D zone. So it's 8 pegs. At this stage, with 4 pegs above 400, I think by this time there must be at least 2 or 3 above 500. It's quite a job, and remember, these officials, they are all just lovers of the sport. So it's a job that we appreciate, and we say thank you to the officials that is willing to do work like this for the sake of fishing. Also thank you to all our viewers and our media sponsors that makes it possible for us to be here and bring you the best of this tournament. Just observe this for a while. Look at all the rods standing here. They're all busy preparing, biting up, all of that. So let's go chat to them. Kan ons met julle kom praat? Julle klaar nie. Waar ons van hier kom. Kan ons hier optap en ons die pad uitlees?
Nee, hulle kan opstap.
Musiek.
Kan jy net van die musiek? Dan gaan hulle ons mute.
Kijk, die sien ek kom van nou. Kom Karl, waar gaan jy nou?
Ek gaan veilig hier agter
Ja, ja,
prepare.
te weg.
Ek werk net in die agtergrond.
Wat is Proteas? Hier is nog baie. Nee, sê so.
Okay, we are live already. You came from your neighbors and you are smiling, but you are under a bit of tension. How do you feel at this stage?
Well, Werner, the only thing that's bothering us is between 2 and 5 in the mornings. All of our switches goes off on all the South African pigs, and that's when they are taking or catching up that deficit between us. So during the day we pull away, and that's what we're discussing now, is we need to make sure that we build a significant bracket today, so that during the night, even if we have a quiet period, it doesn't
They don't catch you again.
They don't catch up to us.
Because they caught you now and they're 12 kilos ahead with the last
Yes.
official weigh. I don't know how many fish you have in now this morning, but do you think you caught up to them again?
Yes. So we've been keeping a close eye on them. So you can see there's 4 bags there, there's 5 bags there. And all of those fish are 2.5, 3 kilo, some of them close to 4.
One of the problems that you had, let's just stand a bit closer. One of the problems that you had early in the game was the barbel, the catfish that came in.
Yes.
You still have that problem,
No.
or did you sort it out?
Well, touch wood. So we yesterday we caught a couple yesterday, and then all of a sudden they were gone. But it was quite cold this morning. I don't know if you were outside.
Yes,
early.
we felt it at night as well.
So I think that maybe switched them off, because all the cats that we caught, they had bellies like this. So it means that they were feeding everywhere. And like I said, nothing last night, nothing this morning.
What do you think happens in that morning period? What is your discussions in terms of the difference between you and the Israeli team? Why are you not catching at night the way that you would like to?
Well, Werner, the official said to us is we are catching the most fish during the night of the South African pigs. So what we're trying to do is, when we see them catching, we are changing, we are rebaiting. So our other pigs are not seeing anybody catching, so they might say, let's wait for the fish to come. So we are constantly trying. If that rod isn't 30 minutes, it's biting, we are changing it. And we caught some smaller fish this morning, these 1.2 kilos, which is not the
Still
one
a
we're
bit
looking for.
non-weighers.
Mm.
What do you think happens in the day where you've got the upper hand again? What are you doing differently that you think is, and not necessarily giving away anything, but what do you think is the big difference that you are actually catching them during the day?
I think it's the feed. It's the feed that we put in, the accuracy and the amount. And we are fishing, we've got a strategy because we know the venue. We know where you fish in the day, where you fish in the night.
Or something like that.
Is it day or is it stop?
Well, let's give them some time to sort out these rods. There's some fish on and another bite.
Can I give you a call? Yeah. And another thing that I've noticed is when we catch a fish, we net it ourselves. They tend to help each other. So it takes a lot more energy when working both, where you have one doing one work and the other doing the other work of catching and netting the fish. So it's all those small differences. We hope that they'll sleep tonight and not be able to be in a position to still fish. But again, these two anglers, they are the ones that qualified for this competition. So 3 of the pigs were in the national team, And the fourth pair, because we asked them to bring 4, is a competition that they had and they were the winners.
I'm not sure if everybody could hear that, but what Johan said is normally a national team would consist out of 6 anglers, 3 pairs. This competition they opened up for 4 pairs fishing, and so there was another opening in the team for the Israeli pairs, and they had a specific or a very special competition, like a trial, to get the peg or the pair that would qualify. So the guys on the right hand side was not part of the original team, and they were the ones that qualified.
They basically fish to be reserved, but normally the reserves don't fish. That's why we said they come all the way here, so we fish 4 pigs.
It's quite a good way at looking at it. Normally the reserves will not be fishing, and in this specific tournament all the reserves are fishing, which from a team point of view, a strategy point of view, makes it different as well. So last year against Belarus, South Africa had a substitution program. So on one of the pegs, and it was specifically in this zone, there was a substitution pair there. Jason and Imran came in the last 25 hours to substitute, which brought some fresh hands in. Now this year there's no substitution, so everybody's fishing 72 hours.
So Vander, you can see this.
That's an on-weigher.
For any other traffic, yes. For us, no.
Okay, so that's an on-weigher, less than 1.5 kilograms. Same work, same amount of time, same effort, no result. Are you able to talk to the camera while you're doing? Maybe we can just
this feels like
better fish. While Johan's playing this fish, this time there's exactly 24 hours left. So managing fatigue and getting sleep in a competition like this is critical. How do you do it? What is the team strategy in terms of sleeping, countering fatigue, and making sure that the last night you can still work?
So throughout our journey through the SAFCAF teams, we were exposed to a lot of the knowledge of the previous generation that were world champs, and specifically Peter White looked at the sleeping pattern. So he says that you sleep in 90 minutes periods or phases, and so what we've done is we knew that this is going to be a hard working game, so we make sure that we sleep the utmost so that we are fresh and to go through to the 72. So typically tonight we'll maybe both take a 2-hour power nap.
What was the sleeping patterns? What did you do on the first night, the second night?
So the first night I went to bed at 7 and I slept 4 hours, and then Godfrey, when I took over, he went to bed and he slept 4 hours, and then we were both the whole day on the peg yesterday. So obviously last night 7 o'clock again I went to bed, and we continued that same process so that we can have fresh legs during the day.
Okay, so both nights 4 hours, 4 hours.
Yes.
So you've had 8 hours of sleep up to now for each one of you.
Yes.
So which means that tonight you should be fine.
Well, we luckily had the SA Championships not long ago. We did the same, and we hope that the fish, the feed that we put in today, changes the biting pattern. So that, because there's nothing worse than sitting here making plans when you still haven't slept a lot of hours during the last 3 days.
It is not only physical rest that you need, you also need intellectual and cognitive rest.
Correct. Because when the fish are not biting, you can either sit and wait for the rods, which will make you more tired, or you can be on your feet, try different things. We've got a magical box full of different pop-ups and different wafters and everything, so try lifting up the bait or changing the color, because we know that color also plays a factor. But evidently this is a marathon, it's not a sprint.
It's not a sprint. And this looks like a bigger fish.
It is, yeah. Okay. You can see, normally when you pick up a big cat, it heads straight towards the dam wall. If you get a bigger carp, it normally tends to go this side. So,
Okay, let's give him time to catch this bigger one and hopefully show you some nice fish. Carp angling in South Africa is still a developing facet, although the Protea teams of South Africa has been world champions so many times. But if you look at the competitive facet and how many people are taking part, there's still a lot of room for improvement in that, especially amongst the youngsters. And there are also a couple of youngsters coming to look at how things are being done during this championship, and we'll see if we can catch up with them today on the pegs as they are spectating. As Johan said, there's the bigger fish, especially the bigger carp, are veering to the left, and with the wind also pumping in this direction, the way that they deal with that is quite important. Big fish. That's the type of fish that you want. That's a nice carp that picks up the average immediately. And having a few of those quickly makes a big difference.
As jy kom kuier as jou kinders naby.
Almal wil werk as stem ook weet.
dis die tipe wat ons wil hê.
The importance of feeding all the time. In between catching a lot of fish, you have to feed them all the time. The Godfrey's putting in a couple of spoms. Just for some of the viewers, you would have seen that small little shake, and that is just to get all of the feed at the bottom of the spom. There's a fish on. So an invitation to all our viewers, if you would like to know anything, have some questions, have suggestions, anything that you like or don't like, get it through to us. Ask the questions so we can ask the anglers.
So yeah, after the action.
Johan, there's a question from one of our viewers. Firstly, they were asking what pod is that?
So this is a Italian pod. It's a Meccanica Bandisia. It's an imported pod. This is the Nyl 95 Evolution. So it's the only difference between men and boys is the toys are more expensive, or gets more expensive. So yeah, it's an imported rod pod. They built quite unique ones in Italy. So it's a handmade as well, or machine.
Specially made pod out of Italy. Look at the line management as the fish goes over and under. With the shallower water and fishing out further, it is not the easiest to get that right, to estimate whether you are under or over the that specific rod or the line.
So you'll see we're also fishing with a bright color line. So at night we have a light that lights up the line so that you can see it better when fishing at night.
Johan just explained the color of the line. The brighter line at night with the headlamps gives a much better reflection so that you can see where your line is. It increases the ability to manage the lines better. Johan, there's a specific question relating to the distance. The viewers have noted that at your peg you are fishing much further than the other South African pegs. They've picked it up on the lives and they're asking, why are you the only peg that's fishing out far?
So what we've seen is when we fish close to our feet, we pick up a lot of non-weighers. So we've learned that over the years that the bigger fish are normally behind the feed and they come and investigate what the smaller fish are doing. So we're trying to catch the bigger fish 10-20 meters behind our feeding spot.
Now it looks like this specific swim has more small fish as a ratio. Is that the reason?
Correct, yes. So we did our feeding spot at a distance where before the silt starts. So we wanted to feed on the harder bottom, but we're now fishing behind that. So we have a rod that's about 5 meters behind it, so we stagger the rods as well, so that we don't have too many rods at the same distance. And you can see, if you look at the size of the fish, we do catch non-weighers, but they are not as much as the ones that are slightly bigger. I think our average are still below the rest of all the pegs.
In terms of the average on this peg, it has come up to 2.85. They are slowly growing it over the last couple of ways, and it is still under 3 kilos, but it's up to that 2.85 where it was something in the order of 2.2 or 2.3 in the beginning. So Jason, I think the answer to your question is because of so many young fish in this specific peg, they are fishing further to get out of that, and they are doing it successfully by picking up the average weight over a period of time. So it is working. Look at that, another good quality fish. Good quality fish, and that's what they're after, and that's why they're fishing further.
Wel, daar's 'n emmer daar agter, né, met tangetjie. Hierdie vis het op die kop gesit.
Maybe just wrap up, Johan, the last thing. We know you need your attention on this pig. The last 24 hours that is coming now, the approach, the work rate, what is your...
So what this morning when we got up, we analysed and said, okay, we're repeating the same thing as last night. So it doesn't matter how much feed we put in during the day, there's a certain time that the fish just stops biting here. Even if we change the bait, change the colour, everything. So our strategy today is to make sure that we have enough feed. And then come tonight, we're definitely going to look at a closer spot maybe, feed closer or further, just to make sure that we can, I won't say cut off the fish, but make sure that we can have more fish in this area that could help us during the night.
Increasing the options.
Correct. It's just going to a stage where hopefully we can either lure all the fish here or some of the fish and that they not stick around that pegs there.
The fact that you are fishing out further and that you cannot spawn at night, the question that one of the viewers also had about a closer spot, especially at night where you can feed with a catapult, is that an option?
It is an option, but with the shallower water we don't see the fish coming in closer at night. So it's not to say that they won't come closer tonight, but we will still keep that option open. But at night we're feeding with the boilie pipe. So we've got a carbon fibre boilie pipe which is very light, and you can throw those boilies, I can do it about 125, 130. Where I can cast, I can throw the boilie pipe.
Okay, so there's still a possibility for you to trickle feed at night as well. Although it is boilies, it is not the rest of the particles.
But I can tell you now, I think I put in about 3 or 4 kilos last night. So there where we're fishing now, there's a lot of boilies that's been lying there for fish to pick up as well.
Do you think that's the reason why you're starting to pick up these bigger fish out there?
Yes, definitely. Because we've seen this venue, if you start introducing the boilies, the bigger fish will come in, because they love those proteins and things in the boilies.
Well, good luck for the last 24 hours. Keep on working, and we trust that the fatigue will not catch up with you.
Well, as soon as the fish starts biting, it's the adrenaline that takes over, so then there's no more fatigue.
Then it's just going. Well, we would like to say thank you to our media sponsors, FK Specimen specifically for today. And we're going to have some fun today later on. There's a couple of kids coming over here that is going to look at how this specific facet is being done. Your initiative with kids and getting youngsters in.
Well, this year, the first time the World Championships that is going to be held in France, there will also be a under 19, or as we call it, junior. There will also be a junior competition between England, France, and I think there's one more country that are entered. So this is now to see is there a lot of people that are interested in it. I know Leonard Loftus has also sticked his hand up and say, he would like to drive the junior carp angling, and I think if the first one happens in France this year and there's enough momentum, it's something that can grow like the ladies.
Yeah.
If you look at the ladies, it was a World Cup, now it's a full-on World Championships.
Okay, so to all the viewers out there, especially kids, youngsters up to the age of 19, if you're interested in carp fishing, contact Johan. There's a number of initiatives going around. Watch these, go and look at all the lives that we've done, learn about it, and you might be part of a Protea team in the next year or two to come.
Definitely, thank you very much.
We'll have a couple of kids today, and we'll also have John Henry Sinclair from Twin Series Angling that is coming to chat us about some of their initiatives with the youngsters and how to get them into fishing. So we're signing out for now, and now we're moving over to the other side of the dam